Hey there, since you pack travel toiletries in carry-on bags, these must-know tips will help you pack only the essentials so that you save space. When we pack in carry-on bags, we need travel-sized toiletries for 3 reasons. Number 1, for airport security screening of our liquids. Number 2, so that our travel essentials are packable. Number 3, to save space in our personal item or carry-on bag for that trip. When I am teaching you travel tips about packing toiletries, I am talking about dry travel essentials that would fit in maybe a toiletry kit or a DOP kit or even a travel case. And I am also going to teach you some tips and tricks for packing liquid toiletry items in a specific bag for liquid containers. These travel tips are going to help you save space when packing toiletries. Number 1, leave toiletries at home. Why? Because it saves you space. When trying to cut down on the amount of toiletries you're packing, ask yourself this question. Can I do without this item for this trip? Can I do without this serum for a 5-day trip? Can I leave my bulky brush at home and just pack a thin comb instead? Another tip to save space is to buy those toiletries upon arrival. Why? Because it will save you space when you're first packing. In Europe, you can probably find similar or the exact same brand of shampoo as yours. You can buy Band-Aids or a brush or hair clips so that you do not have to pack them originally in your carry-on bags. As a pilot's wife for over 20 years, I have learned from my mistakes, so I'm going to help you pack only the travel essential toiletries that you need. A flight or an airline travel update that might be coming out this year or next year is that the Transportation Security Administration will not make us pull out our bag of liquids for screening in the TSA line anymore. But the rule does apply that any kind of liquid that is non-medical in your carry-on bags will have to be in a container that's 3.4 ounces or smaller and in a zipped quart-sized bag. So the fluid ounces rules still will apply for packing those liquid toiletry items. I do have a free downloadable list of some things you can do before you leave your house for airport security, so I will have that in the first comment and in the description paragraph for you. The next must-know tip for packing toiletries is some travel-sized toiletries are too big. They do not need to be that large. They are taking up valuable space in your personal item or carry-on bag for a flight. If you want to pack your specific shampoo in my favorite double locking, leak-proof container of liquids, you might be making a big mistake because you may not need to take the amount that would fit in this container, and this takes up space in your liquids bag. Here's what I mean by that. For a 3-day trip, you do not need to pack enough shampoo in this container for your hair, okay? This container is too large. So in your brain, you are thinking an alternative space-saving container, but still does not let it leak. Test the amount you're going to need for a 3-day trip or a 5-day trip, like I did when we went to Kauai. I could have packed enough shampoo that's liquid in this container and see how much smaller it is? And then I would have saved that much more space. One travel hack is to use half of the amount of shampoo that you would need in this container or this container, and then mix it with the hotel shampoo to make it go longer. I hope that I'm helping you think in a different way so that you can make an adjustment in what container maybe would help you save space. Every little bit counts. Another tip for you to consider when packing liquid toiletries is that these no-leak containers come in different sizes. But this one, even though it's less in the fluid ounces, it's bulkier to me and would take up more space somewhat. But they are the only ones I recommend for really runny and a lot of shampoo or sunscreen. I did test this container when I flew to Knoxville. My carry-on bag had to be checked in the belly of the airplane. So it was under that pressure, and I packed it in the container the day before. It did not leak at all, and I used my really runny shampoo. Many of you have asked if I have used those beehive looking containers, and I just would not, because I do not think they leave you room for the air to escape. With this container and the larger container, there is room for expansion if the pressure does make it expand while in the belly of the airplane. But try it. If you can return it for free, try it. If you don't love it, it's not worth $1. My favorite, absolutely best lotion, because it is so thick and because there is no fragrance whatsoever, is the Gold Bond for diabetics. It is fantastic, but that one will not budge in whatever container I pack it in as a liquid. Another travel sized item that is too big, but I do have one, is a large toiletry kit. Another toiletry item is a hard-sided makeup case. Here's an important tip for a makeup travel case or a hard-sided toiletry kit container. Use one that has some smushability to it. It can smush and squish just a little bit. I like using this toiletry kit only if I'm packing in a carry-on suitcase, because it zips up like the size of a normal pouch or a large pouch, but it is super flat but can bulge out if I need it to. And I pack a minimum amount of makeup usually, but I will then save space in my carry-on suitcase because it will easily fit inside my personal item backpack or tote bag. I can pack it vertically or horizontally. One tip is, after airport security, I can then transfer my moisturizer or eye drops that I might need mid-flight, transport them from my liquids bag to this outer pocket that's easily accessible during the flight. I have 3 different sizes of liquids bags that are quart size. They're TSA approved. This is a really old one. I've only used it once, but I bought it from TJ Maxx because of the play on words, plain to see. This is my favorite one that I would travel with because it stands on its own. It can clip to my bag going through security. Before I didn't have pre-check, and I could just easily take it out, or I can hang it on the drawer pull or the doorknob of the hotel or condo. This liquids bag comes in a set of 3 with the toiletry kit and a little cube for like cords or undies and socks or shoes. One travel hack when packing liquids is you can fit more in if you pack them horizontally. Is that not brilliant? It took me 10 years of packing in a different way before I realized that hack. And then this one I've shown before on my Amazon haul. It comes in a set of 4 or more, and because the zippers go over the edges, you can open it so wide, which means you can fit more in if you pack them horizontally especially. But the zippers are very high quality. It is a fantastic quart-sized bag for liquids. One travel tip if you are traveling through London Heathrow. Even if we pack our liquid containers in a Ziploc quart-sized bag, they are making us transport or transfer those containers to their size. It's a little smaller, so just be prepared if you are connecting through that airport, because you do have to go through their security like twice. Now I'm going to show you some toiletry cases that are in pouch form, in case you have pockets of space in your carry-on suitcase or your personal item bag that you can pack them in. They're not a large case that has to fit in a specific space. They're small and they can squish. These pouches come in a set of 3 and they stand on their own when packing them. One travel tip for packing toiletries is pack one of the pouches in your personal item bag for in-flight essentials, and then pack the rest of your toiletries that you may need in the other 2 pouches and fit them in your carry-on suitcase to be used at the hotel or later on in your vacation. If you do pack a minimum amount of toiletries, I love this travel case pouch. The zippers are high quality. The fabric inside and out are top notch as well. It is from Etsy. It does stand up on its own when you do have some items in there, maybe by itself. And I have bought 2 other pouches on Amazon with the letter things, and this is much higher quality. Sometimes I can pack everything in there, but it is still flat-ish, if that makes sense. One tip is that if you see on Amazon the convenience kits, even the ones that are convenience kits for international travel, you need to know that there are containers of liquid in those kits as well. I bought one for my father-in-law years ago, but it gives you a case. I mean, it's really cheap quality, but just know that. These travel-friendly pouches can be used to pack toiletries. Many of my viewers love the mesh type of bags like my other set. This comes in a set of 4. I love the pink. The only thing I noticed is that they are top loading. Like you would pack them from the top, but they do not stand up on their own. But the finger holes are great for people who have large fingers. The zippers are very well made, or they're high quality, and the mesh is not cheap feeling, if that makes sense. A good gift idea. This purple travel case is excellent. It stands up on its own, but you have to I think if you put like a book or something inside it to make the bottom flatten out, it would stand up more easily. It's not mesh, it is that plastic covering, which is see-through. The zippers are smooth and the threading is top-notch. You can also pack toiletry items in this solid pink one. It does not stand up on its own. The zippers are high quality, again, with the little round thing. You do not notice the threading because it is the exact color of pink, which I really like that. I love these little bags. I have packed so many things in here. They're so smooth and they can be used with big fingers. I have packed pills in there. I have packed my hair clips that I do not use very often in my own bathroom. I have packed floss sticks in there, like 2. I have packed the moleskins in there as well. And then this is like if you have feminine products, divide them up amongst your pockets of your personal item bag, little bitty pouches like that, and other pouches for toiletries so that they're not all in one box per se. One travel tip for liquid toiletries is to decant an amount from the large item, like my Gold Bond for Diabetics large bottle of lotion. I use a spatty, and that just gets to the very bottom of a tall container of the liquid, and I'll wipe it on my legs at home. They do make a shorter version, just so you know. One very important travel tip for packing toiletries is to swap out items. Instead of a liquid shampoo, you can pack a shampoo bar. If you need help with choosing one that's good for your scalp, I suggest just calling Lush. We have a store here, but this one is good for dry scalp. And I always pack it in this container that does not let the water from the wet bar of soap or shampoo get out, but it also dries out your shampoo bar. Like it doesn't even get sticky in there, and no mold. And I live in like mold central here in Houston. It just hangs on whatever you need it to hang on before you pack it the next day or that morning. No wetness will leak out onto your bag. That would open up space in your liquids bag because you do not have to pack shampoo now. Another liquid that you could swap out is antibacterial wipes versus like a Lysol spray container. Do not pack all of your eyeshadow and makeup that you need for that trip. Pack one makeup palette with it having like one accent color in it, and just use that for that trip only. You can swap out a pill case for bags or the little baggies that I showed you earlier, which is what I've done. I have also done this. I've taken out just one day and put the amount of pills that I need, and I really like this pill container. I've tried several because they are strong for closing, but they do not pop open mid-flight. And then the third reason is that you can easily open it even though it is a strong closure, if that makes sense. And then one other travel hack that it might not make any difference to you, but you can take out each day's container and pack them anywhere. You can slide it in your personal item bag. But remember that tip about medicine. In case your carry-on suitcase gets checked last minute because of no overhead bin space again, you have all of your must-have essential medicine in your personal item bag always. Or you've got a gallon bag of all those pills at the top of your suitcase, and if they check it, you can just grab it real quick before they take it and haul it away. You can swap liquid toothpaste for toothpaste tablets. I use 2 per brushing. You do not swallow it. It's real toothpaste. If you really have to pack less weight or you need the space, that's why it would help. You can also swap out a bottle of face cleansing wash for the makeup remover balm that I used. I had a friend who tried to take her entire container, and I'm like, you're not going to use that entire container. Just decant it into one of these tiny containers because that balm is not going to budge. But I've also used those makeup eraser cloths that come like 12 in a pack. I just feel like I'm rubbing my skin too hard with those, so that's why I don't use them, even though I bought them and did not return them. There is a lady online, I will put her website below, but she had major acne issues, and she has now started making these makeup remover cloths that are so soft to the touch. They're so gentle on your skin, especially if you have sensitive skin. But I will put her information below. They are top notch and handmade. Here are some tips for packing makeup brushes. Pack only what you need for that trip. You're never going to see these people again. Pack them in a plastic baggie or one of your other toiletry pouches. When you get to the hotel, just put those makeup brushes in the bathroom glass. I love this travel case for makeup brushes because it stands up on its own. I can pack my makeup brushes and a deodorant stick in there as well, which is dry. I get asked that a lot. Gel or spray deodorant counts as liquids. It is an organizer for your brushes, but I just throw them all in. And it also folds down when you're ready to use those brushes. And it can squish and smush just a little bit. Before you pack toiletries, my tips are to figure out which ones you do not need to pack, what toiletries can be swapped out for other travel-sized items, and what containers can be packed more easily in your carry-on bags. If you need a video on how I organize my personal item, tote bag, backpack, I will have that video for you, and do not miss the comments. Some of you travel more than I do, and you've been so helpful and kind to other people, so thank you for that. One tip to remember is that I am just showing you options of how you can pack less or pack in a smarter way when traveling with toiletries. If you love your large makeup case that is hard shell, pack it. I'm just not packing that way. In the first comment, I will have all of my information and other videos to help you, or it will also be in the description box because YouTube might take away the access of having links in the first comment for security reasons, they said. That's happening on shorts, but not on long videos yet. So I can still put links to other videos and items that you want in that first comment. So don't miss that, but they will also be in the description paragraph right underneath the video info. Thanks for your time and good luck.